The Evening Brothers are proud to present Twinkie Talk.
Welcome to Twinkie Talk, everybody. This one is my episode, so I can say that. I am Brother John.
I'm Brother Lincoln.
I'm Brother Preston.
This is our cinematic punishment for you from us. Sincerely, the Evening Brothers.
By white men, for everybody.
For white men, probably, if we're being honest.
For FOUR. That's probably the size of our current audience.
The three of us and someone else who might like this podcast.
One other guy.
There we go.
One other white man has listened to our podcast.
We love you, Greg, or Kevin, or, I don't know, Terrence.
Terrence.
Well, I mean, we might as well just jump right in. We made you guys watch The Pacifier.
Yeah, you made us watch the, 2005?
Yeah.
Grateful that it's 2005. Vin Diesel flick, The Pacifier.
Second Vin Diesel in 7 episodes.
In as many weeks.
Yeah. Did you, just before, we'll dive into, like, details, but what'd you think of this movie?
I had seen it, but I didn't remember that I saw it. And so there were all these random moments that I would just remember what was about to happen,
100%.
but have no clue how I remembered it.
Yeah.
So these little jokes and stuff that was I could have sworn that I've seen this. So I was experiencing deja vu the whole time. And also I experienced, it is just a joyless movie. There's very little happiness or fun to this movie that is supposed to be so silly.
I couldn't disagree more. Unacceptable. There was a duck. There was the Murninator. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean,
Preston, you got my back on this one?
Oh, no. I thoroughly enjoyed it and thought it was absolutely batshit crazy, ridiculous, awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, hold on. Before we continue talking about its batshitness, we should talk about the fact that this is a family-friendly movie.
It certainly is.
So, should we consider maybe lowering our own levels so that we can have this podcast be shown to the same audience that The Pacifier was shown to?
All right, look, here's what's up. First of all, there is definitely nudity in this movie, as is pointed out by the kids when they say, I told you he had boobs. Second of all, just the wrestling scene alone, I think, is not fit for, human eyes, but definitely not children eyes. So I'm going to vote fuck that. Preston? Yes.
Know your audience. And I don't think somebody's going to go, hey, family-friendly episode of this podcast that I can gather my whole family around and enjoy this bonding moment with them.
So I guess I'm the only one that really wants to expand our market.
Seems like it.
Clearly, yeah.
Once every 6 months or however often we do a not R-rated movie.
Little inside baseball. Do you guys ever worry that your grandmas are going to listen to this?
No.
I kind of worry that prospective employers are going to listen to this.
That's fair. Yeah.
But also literally 16 total people on the face of this earth have even seen our thumbnail. So
and they all were thinking about employing you until they heard it. So that's interesting. Well, The Pacifier. We open on a Navy SEAL mission.
With no guns.
No gun in sight. Why would there be? There's cool combat roles and exciting explosions. No guns.
I totally forgot about that.
They do have a nice little military march version of When You Wish Upon a Star. And I was like, oh, that's kind of
Didn't even
cute.
pick up on that. That's nice. That's good. That's such a specific thing that you noticed about this movie.
You can count on me to notice the musical cues.
That's a good point. That's a valid point. Is we are SEALs and this is what we do the mantra of the Navy SEALs? I didn't think it was that, but I also...
No, I thought the mantra was, I know that we've been up for 72 hours, but I'm expecting perfection out of you.
That could be it. We are introduced to our main character, Vin Diesel. Don't know. It's something Fox. Fox.
I did not trouble
Fox
myself
cool,
with learning this man's name.
Fox Cool Guns man. And he...
You could call him Dominic Toretto and it would work 100%.
Xander Cage.
Xander Cage.
He does a lot. He does so much Xander Cage stuff. Xander Toretto.
Dominic Cage.
Attorney at law.
Take your pick.
Call Xander Toretto. Have you been injured?
Have you injured someone in a car accident? I'll
Have
support
you injured someone in a car accident? Was it awesome as shit?
Was it cool as fuck called Xander Toretto?
And vibe with me.
I will not win your case, but I'll look cool as hell.
I
as
do not
it.
offer legal counsel. I just want someone to call me.
I just want to hear cool stories.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
He does a cool little suit up montage from Batman and Robin, where we
lots of pelvic attention.
So much pelvic
during
attention.
this suit up montage.
We're just gonna go through the movie as we normally do for those of you who haven't listened, and just you guys chime in as you need. So we learn very quickly that it's a rescue mission on a boat. They have a chopper. I want to say 2 to 6 jet skis, don't remember, and a boat.
Four jet skis.
4 jet skis. That's between 2 and 6. And we learn that it's a rescue mission very quickly, and then they just explode everything they could possibly find, assuming that the person they're trying to rescue must be at the bottom of the boat and not, I don't know, in the chopper or on a jet ski or anywhere else. Doesn't matter. Explode everyone.
They do. There's a lot of explosion, but a lot of like a stunning lack of harm from said explosions.
I mean, yeah, man. Okay. Every time any action sequence happened in this movie, I couldn't help but think how great would this be if it was rated like hard R and there was just giant explosions of like human bodies and just people getting kicked through windows. Oh,
I feel like the dissonance that this movie's whole idea hinges on of this like hardened Navy SEAL in this like super domestic role would be so much funnier if he was allowed to cuss, first of all, and 2, if people were allowed to die. Like, I think you could there's so much more comedy if you can like stretch both ends of that tension further away from each other.
Totally. Preston, as our resident closest to being a cool person, do those bombs exist? This is a genuine question I had. Do those little puck bombs, is that something that happens in real life?
You know, I don't think so.
From when you were a Navy SEAL, could you tell us?
In your many years as a Navy SEAL before you were dishonorably discharged. Because you kept throwing puck bombs. That's right.
I'm so sorry. This must have been really recent.
Yeah,
You know, I
it was
don't
actually
think
last
so.
week.
It was actually last week.
You don't think the puck bombs exist?
I don't believe so.
Well, I really don't want to. Preston, I can't believe we have to go through this every time we record, but because look at the two of us and then think about who you are as a person and then tell me which of us is more suited to teach me about adventures.
Yeah, like imagine 2 small golden retrievers, like puppies, were walking around and all of a sudden they see a German Shepherd.
Who is
like,
also a Navy
us,
SEAL.
Who is a Navy SEAL. That's how we view you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about, like, you know how, okay, so, like, imagine 2 small children and then they're, like, cool dad who could beat up everyone else's dad. You are the cool dad in that scenario.
You're the cool dad who is also the exact same age as us.
Right.
You are Vin Diesel, is what I'm saying. In that you are young and beautiful, and you're
Dominic
also knowledgeable.
Cage? I don't know if I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Jet ski.
I was going to say, is it when
Oh, yeah.
when he launches the jet ski between the 2 jet skis?
Yeah, that was a very Xander
really,
Cage
you
moment.
could say that about.
Truth. You could not convince me, and I don't think this is Vin Diesel's fault. You could not convince me that this is not a XXX movie. Because it is. Because we don't see the back of his neck.
You could convince me that this is either another Fast and the Furious or a Xander Cage or both, and just everything
Honestly.
all.
Well, for
rolled
Fast
into
and
one.
Furious, you could definitely see how post 2005, Dominic Toretto cares a lot more about family.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is just
He kind
like
of learns his lesson in this one.
like a middle chapter where he learns that all cars are cool if you drive them fast enough, and also family's important.
Uh-huh.
Wow, I didn't think we were going to get to that connection so quick.
This movie's not that long, so I think we're fine to hang on to the little bits and pieces that we catch.
I mean, that's true. We got a lot going on. It's not long, but there's so much in this movie.
I was about to
There's
say it
just-
A lot does
feels
happen.
long.
Well, yeah, that's true of most of the movies we
I mean-
watch.
might feel long for different
It is not the longest 83 minutes of my life, but it is a
only 83
longer
minutes?
83 minutes than I'm used to.
Oh man.
No, I
Is
think
it
it's like
genuinely
90s.
only 83 minutes?
I think it's like low 90s. I was just pulling a number out of nowhere. I was just a goof, Preston. I'm sorry.
You guys keep talking. I'm just gonna look up.
And then I'm going to say the exact same joke again with the correct minute
That's
time.
kind of that's a good idea. The pacifier runtime. It is 95 minutes.
95
5 minutes.
It's 1 minute longer than Cheaper by the Dozen 2.
Yeah, this wasn't the longest 95 minutes of my life, but it was among the longer 95 minutes of my life.
That was a good clean take, Lincoln. Good job.
It really was.
Okay. So
yeah, they attack the boats.
yeah, Vincent Diesel, he attacks all the boats. He gets on there. He does a cool combat roll and knocks a guy to the ground. I don't think the choreography is bad in this movie, like the action choreography. I do think
No, there's a couple moments that I go like, you got me. That was kind of
yeah,
fun.
a little fun, a little bit. It feels like a Jackie Chan kind of energy a couple of times. But
Because there is a Jackie Chan movie with his exact plot
I'm sure that
we are going to address.
We'll get to that, I'm sure. But he, yeah, I feel like the choreography is not bad. The editing is quite bad. It's atrociously bad, and yeah, especially in the action.
It's very shot for TV. They're very much shooting for coverage and then kind of assembling whatever they have afterwards.
100%, absolutely. Vincent Diesel breaks into the boat. He opens the door. He looks at the guy he's trying to save, the life he's trying to save, and he says, "Gotcha," which to me feels not like the right move.
What, you're telling me you don't just pop into a hostage in a terrifying situation and go, "Ha ha, gotcha, bitch."
So I guess that, Preston, you bring up a very good point, because that is the first time of many that we're going to wish so much that he could cuss.
This is true. Yeah. That would have been incredible especially if he put on the, like, what was that, some sort of gremlin voice you were doing? That was very good.
Gotcha, bitch.
I got you.
I got you, and I also got all your treasures.
And your little dog too.
We're going off the rails quite early in this one. I can feel it.
Okay. He gets him back to shore. The man. I don't remember that guy's name.
I want to address one moment that happens in between those two things.
There's there's something in between those two things?
Because he says, "My way, no highway option."
Oh, yeah, sure.
And you can tell the way that it treats it, you can tell this is going to be a phrase that happens. But I love, he says "my way." So he sounds like he's going to make him do like a crazy thing. And we're going to see him like, do a crazy leap of faith onto a helicopter or a jet ski or something. But the next shot is them just landing in a helicopter.
So it's just...
Did Vin Diesel have to really go, "My way, no highway option"? Couldn't he have just said like, "We're going to get in a helicopter and leave"?
I mean,
Like,
we
we
don't know his past. It's possible that he had a lot of like trust issues that stemmed from places where he was like, "We should go to McDonald's," and they're like, "What do you mean, like on scooters?" And he was like, "No, in a car. I'd like to do it in a car." And they're like, "No, run to McDonald's." And then he was sad. So maybe he's gone through a lot of therapy.
Oh, I see. So he's like, I need to establish early and often that I have a vision for how this is going to get done.
Yeah, and I don't care if you find it logical. Probably you will, but sometimes people don't. And anyway, I wanted my McNuggets.
Get in this helicopter, please.
please get in the helicopter, please. I'm trying to save your life. I know we started on a weird foot, but I'm trying to save your life. He gets the man, whatever the man's name is, couldn't give a shit because he is going to die in 0.25 seconds. Gets the man to land. The guy uses a voice-activated briefcase. We're going to get back to the voice activation because I have concerns. But uses a voice-activated briefcase, which is just, the password is his kids' names, which is essentially, to me, if you're a dad, the equivalent of the password being like either "please open" or "password."
Or like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right, yeah. This is where we're introduced.
And it's their names in age order too, which is like,
oh yeah, it's not even random.
when he only had one kid, was his password only one name, and it's like gotten more secure because he's had more kids.
I mean, slightly. Also, does he change his? That's the question. Like, if he has another kid, I mean, he can't now because he got shot directly in the noggin. But like, if he has more kids,
I don't think you see him get shot in the head.
What?
I think you just hear a gunshot. You do not see him get shot in the head.
yet again, a situation where the movie would be improved by being rated a different rating. We get the Wanted thing where the bullet goes through his head and then back through his head, and you see where it came from.
Turns out James McAvoy killed him.
This is me taking control of my destiny.
Preston, your impressions are on point.
Spot on.
This podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What happens? What's the next? Oh yeah, okay, so Vincent D'Onofrio wakes up in the hospital bed, and he...
I thought you were about to say Vincent Diesel.
It is Vincent Diesel. He wakes up in a hospital bed, and this is where we learn about the MacGuffin of our movie, the Ghost, which is a device that scrambles launch codes, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Which is I understand that this is a children's movie for children, but like, what a weird thing for everyone to want really bad. That seems strange to me.
I don't know. You can kind of see the military value in being able to stop another country from launching their own nukes.
Hey, Lincoln, I have a quick confession. And it actually might break up the podcast. I whole ass thought that this was about scrambling your own launch codes. and I'm just now realizing the tactical advantage that might be gained if it wasn't your own
Scrambling someone else's launch codes. I'm so glad I could provide this service to you.
This movie makes sense now. It's good.
I don't know if you should go that
How
far
much?
just
By how
yet,
much? How many points did your rating jump up by?
This is.
I'm-
I never thought about it. I just assumed.
John, how many times have you
Wait,
seen
what?
this movie?
What did you think they were gonna? Why did you think they wanted it?
Okay, actually, Preston brings up a good point. This is probably a holdover because the last time I saw this movie, I assumed like 8. So in little 8-year-old's mind, it was like, yeah, we have nuclear. We use the launch
Right.
codes for nuclear. So
Right.
I guess I just
So-
rolled with that and didn't question it.
So since you were 8, which you know was several years ago.
Sure, there's 1 or 2. I mean, I didn't think about the pacifier a lot in between those years, if that's what you're wondering.
Fair.
I suppose that's fair. Yeah, so they want the ghost.
Yeah, they want the ghost. And then he's given an assignment to go watch this dead man's house and family and then try to find the ghost.
Yes.
That's all he knows. That's all he's given, which maybe they explain this. I'm not sure like where the guy came from. Is he just like a tech guy? The dead man.
He was like a researcher for the government.
So wouldn't the government have all his cool files that he does? Wouldn't that be
you know
how
what?
that should work?
That's something I did not question.
You were just cool with like, yeah, and then he has it under his house.
Yeah, this is America, bro.
That's a good point.
You have the right to store your special files in your secret basement.
Well, it did look like an expensive secret basement. What does he do? Like, what did he sell that got him enough money for that cool basement? And also his pretty
know.
average house.
Maybe it was like a bureaucratic thing where like one department paid for him to get this bunker, but then didn't tell the other department, and so
yeah.
it was like
Russia got him
Like
the
it-
underground, and then
no, I'm talking like within America, like they're on other opposite sides of the hallway, so they never actually
it's just never
confirmed
interacted.
with each other.
Okay.
The
So, like,
FBI
if
is on
someone
one
had just
side,
sent
the
a
CIA
memo-
is on the other. They're just not
Yeah.
communicating.
Yeah, if someone just sent a company-wide or a Pentagon-wide memo of like, hey, by the way, does anyone know where the ghost files are?
Yeah.
There would have been some operative that was like, oh, yeah, we gave him a freaking secret bunker for it.
In that situation,
And allowed him to custom design a special password for
Which
it.
why wouldn't you at that point if you're going to give him a secret bunker? In that situation, would there be like hazing rituals and little prank wars between the CIA and the FBI?
I would hope
yeah.
so, and I would hope that is already syndicated and on CBS right
I
now
hope so too. Yeah. It's called if the brief
in the adult animation category.
It's called if the briefcase and knockin' don't come a no fuck, I fucked it up. Hold on, let me go back. It's called if the
Wait.
briefcase a rockin'
Wait.
don't come a knockin'.
That could be the tagline.
It's a college comedy, but the FBI and the CIA and they got cool guns and aliens and stuff. Oh, you guys aren't gonna pick up on that at all. You're just gonna let that hang.
The show is called Human Resources.
Okay, great. Is this a real show? Is this a thing that exists?
No, I'm just making this
I
up.
like it.
That's what it would be called.
Oh, okay. You're yes-anding. It took a minute, so I didn't know what was going to happen there.
Well, I had to think of a clever title.
I'd see.
I think Human Resources is kind of fun
is
because
fun.
it's like your operatives are like these disposable resources, but also it's like company culture, work, language.
Yeah.
This is all getting cut out.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
100%. So Vin Diesel.
Yeah, how dare we talk about something that would be better than watching this movie?
Honestly, we got to get back on track for our cool listener fan base. Vin Diesel goes to this dead man's home and he knocks on the door. A small child opens the door and screams.
Well,
and
hang
then
on.
just closes
Sorry,
the door.
I want to address one other thing. The fact
Guys,
that
I'm not skipping much. I'm not
in
skipping
his-
a lot,
in-
and we're
in his
cutting back.
briefing, Vin Diesel says something to the effect of, "Yes, sir, I'll do whatever you need to do," and then the guy says, "Oh, it's not that kind of mission."
Oh.
No, I think he was saying that he was willing to like kill a man. I don't think he was gonna seduce the mom. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, not the mom.
What? What are you saying,
The
Jonathan?
babysitter.
You know what?
The
Forget
nanny.
That I said, forget that I even brought this up. Let's just.
Well, we lost Preston, so this is a good opportunity to talk about sexual nannies. Like,
Let's not.
Oh, okay.
Let's just go ahead and not talk about that.
Okay. Do you want to keep talking about? Do you have thoughts on the kid opening the door? Did I miss something between him walking up the stairs?
I didn't really think. I mean, he steps on a troll doll.
Yeah, he does.
Which I wrote, hey, look, dissonance between Vin Diesel's demeanor and his current situation. I wonder if that's going to keep happening.
Surely no.
Pick us back up right at the door.
Okay. That was a command, not a question. All right. Sorry. I thought you were. I don't know why I thought you were taking over. Guys, we're beefing it. So
We're beefing this one, guys. Let's go in the description.
We had
100%
such high
grade A
hopes.
beef.
this is some wagyu shit right here.
A little too goofy.
So they open the door. Kids open the door, screams, closes the door. The old scary nanny lady opens the door, and Vin Diesel says, "I think my favorite line in the movie, which is, ma'am, baby." I don't know why that gets me. Also, fun fact, I learned yesterday, I watched this movie yesterday, and I learned that I can actually quote like 90% of this if the movie's going, and I did not know that. The duck is a weird call, right?
The duck is a very weird call. I don't really think it ever quite paid off.
Not at all. The duck does not have an arc, Preston.
The duck.
He never. He has
the-
an arc with all of the kids, and the duck never gets one. And that is
duck has
really
almost
that's
no
the
character
real crime
development.
with this movie.
We need a prequel for the duck. Just give us something.
Is they said, "Hey, in this final
It's
scene,
called Duck and
we need
Cover.
something to save these people." Hey, let's. And somebody sitting in the back said, "Hey, let's throw a duck in there." So they had to throw the duck in at the beginning to make it make sense.
Sure. Do you think
It was,
Yeah, you got the
you
duck.
know, it was someone's like cousin. Someone's cousin was hanging out with him for the day. And he was like, have a duck bite his dick, dude. That would be so freaking funny.
And then they had to do it, and so they were like, "Well, we gotta
And then
go
they're like,
reshoot
okay.
so much duck footage." Like, what?
There's so much CGI duck that we have to add back into this movie.
That is one thing I appreciate about the duck. I'm pretty sure real duck the whole time, right?
It's a bunch of different ducks, for
Well,
sure.
okay,
Act it out.
that's right. All its speaking lines got
You're
cut
right.
because it didn't sound human.
Because it sounded great in the reading.
Yeah.
In the cold reading, it did great. But then once he was in front of a camera, it was just
He just
totally
got
different.
really camera shy, that duck. So he just everything came out like, "Hey man, I don't know if you want to do this," and we just didn't like that energy. We wanted the duck to
Yeah,
kind of sound
yeah.
like Dwayne Johnson, and so
Yeah.
you win some, you lose some.
For the Pacifier 2, they actually got Dwayne Johnson to voice the duck. So
There is a world where there is a Pacifier too, and it's just Dwayne Johnson, right? Like that,
yeah.
because he
I
did.
mean, if not
how
literally,
many Tooth Fairy
there's definitely
movies?
a spiritual version of that.
Yeah, I mean,
He did several. He did 2 or 3.
Yeah, he also did Game Plan, which you're right is essentially this movie.
Also did a really terrible Fast and the Furious movie.
Preston, I don't know
It-
if
it's all connecting.
Preston, I don't think that was a cool thing to say, Preston. That movie's incredible. Preston, I will fight you to the death.
Well, it's
Take it back.
incredible in how terrible it is.
Take it back. It's the best movie. It's the best film.
It's not the best. It's pretty funny, but it's not the best.
All right.
Guys, we are literally 15 minutes into this 95-minute movie.
So we're right on track.
This podcast is going to be longer than it would have taken to just watch
but
the
Lincoln,
movie.
we've already dived into such important topics as the duck.
Yeah. Does the duck have a name? It's Gary, right? Gary the duck?
Yes, I made a note because I wrote a note. It goes, was that Ashley Tisdale? I thought it might have been Ashley Tisdale for a second. The daughter.
Oh, not the duck?
And then my next line goes, I'm sorry, that's Gary.
That's good. What happens? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're just not past the door yet because I want to say another thing that Vin Diesel says, which is my least favorite line because he sounds like a robot man. He goes, "You have a pleasant family." Who?
He does. He says it very what is it? Perfunctory.
Yeah.
Like he says it like he had to say it.
Like that's a thing that you say. Like when you walk into somebody's home and you're like, "Oh, you have a beautiful house," but he was just like, "You have a pleasant family."
You got his flashcards,
Family is
Ma'am.
satisfactory.
baby.
Baby. Pleasant
You
family.
have a pleasant family.
What follows is a 2000s montage, just the essentials of a 2000s montage, which is
That's what I literally have 2000 montage written in my notes.
because it's got to be. You got to have average, everyday, ordinary superhero, and also that's kind of all you need to have the perfect 2000s montage.
Yeah, it's just got to be a kind of bad pop punk song.
That's all you need. It's beautiful. Okay, then the mom leaves. She dips, which is a cool thing to do right when your kid's dad dies.
And right when your household is under imminent danger from assassins and nation states.
Yeah, a thing you know for sure. And then you're just like, anyway, I'm going to go to, Sweden for a while? Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's cool parenting. Bunch of family chaos. No idea what it is. I just wrote the words family chaos.
There's a bunch of red herrings. There's he almost beats up a young boy who's here to see the daughter.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
anyone's name in this movie.
Yeah, Zoe. The daughter's name is Zoe.
Zoe, yeah.
And he just
Yeah,
absolutely
he almost-
bodies the shit out of Scott, her boyfriend.
Yes, Scott.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that.
Thank you.
I liked that quite a bit.
Dare I say it? Another fight that would have been greatly improved by an R rating.
Oh, absolutely. If he just pulls him off the little terrace and he lands on top of a statue and it just pokes through his head, be incredible.
All right, I'm
Sure.
thinking he gets punched and he bleeds out his mouth. He goes, "What the fuck, man? What are you doing?"
Oh, that's good. And then he gets hit by a bus.
Oh, okay.
The line "personal bubble invasion" is said.
Yes, I have that written down as
Great.
well. Watch out, personal bubble invasion. I'm going to use that more often.
Yeah, but in her voice. Do you like personal bubble invasion?
Personal bubble invasion.
John, will you please talk like that for the rest of the episode?
Absolutely not.
No, please don't.
Unquestionably no.
Wait, right before personal bubble invasion,
Yeah.
when he speaks perfect Mandarin to the couple across the street,
Yeah.
and they go, we speak English, buddy. It got me.
That was
I was like,
good.
okay, that was actually a pretty good joke.
That was funny. Yeah, that was a good time.
That's a nice little subversion of expectation.
We all enjoy casual racism.
Yeah. Well, we enjoy when you're worried it's gonna be casual racism, and then turns out it's the racism. It's the joke was that you were worried it was gonna be racism.
That is true. Actually, there was a tense moment right in there where he says that, and you're like, oh, is this gonna be really uncomfortable in 10 years? Is this gonna be something we're not allowed to really watch anymore? I'm not sure. It is for different reasons. Similar characters, but different reasons.
Similar.
The same character. Sorry, the same characters. The same characters, different reasons. Right after she says personal bubble invasion, she tries to kick him directly in the nuts, which I feel like is a weird escalation for that scene.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't have anything
I don't
to add.
remember that at all.
you don't have to remember it. Imagine a teen trying to kick Vin Diesel in the nuts after he was just go to your room.
You know what? You're right. That is funny.
You know what, Lincoln? Lincoln, if you're not, hey, Lincoln, Preston, you can tune out for a second. I got to talk to Lincoln. Lincoln, if you're not going to have fun, okay, don't do the podcast. All right.
Okay. I am having so much fun.
You know what,
this
actually-
is so much fun that I'm having
I'm
right
having
now.
a
Lincoln,
ton of
put the-
fun. John's having a
Put
ton
down the
of fun.
flashcards. I'm having a blast. The two of us are having a blast, and Lincoln's over here.
You're doubting that I'm
Lincoln-
having fun? Like
Lincoln,
you're not going to take
make
my
yourself
word
another
for
drink
it?
real quick.
Yeah, you need it. Yeah, okay, so he wakes them up in the morning with a whistle at 6 a.m. He gives them
Yes.
all the kids tracking devices. Red leader, red baby,
Yep.
red 1, red 2, and maybe red 3. I don't remember how many kids there are. This is where I noted that children probably shouldn't be actors, I don't think. I don't think we should let them do that anymore because it's not good and it doesn't go well usually.
I think the little girl who's copying him,
Oh, she's blameless. Sorry.
I think she does a good job.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Wait,
in
who are
this.
you blaming in this? The young boy, the Nazi young boy, is definitely to blame for his acting
yes.
skills.
Okay, yeah, he's one of them. Zoe, I would say Peter, the little kid, but not the baby. He's also quite
the
bad.
baby's fine, too.
The baby's a baby.
Peter's not
you know?
great. Zoe's like, okay. Zoe's in the middle of the pack in terms of acting skills.
I would say so, but like the pack is pretty bad. Like it's a bad pack.
Yeah, they're all, they're not doing great.
And then so it's just so we're clear, it goes bottom to top. The little Nazi child.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Peter. Do we want to put Peter next?
Yeah. Then Zoe.
Then Zoe. Then baby.
Then baby.
Then
Then
Vin Diesel.
That's a bold move, putting
then-
baby
then
below Vin
Lulu.
Diesel.
Baby Vin Diesel Lulu. The kids try exactly one time to home alone the house, and they put a bunch of oil on the stairs. And
I was so pumped up for a prank montage, and
yeah,
there was not a prank montage.
They set up the idea that like, oh, this is about to be a thing, and then immediately it's not a thing. Granted, they kind of broke a lady's
'cause they
spine
killed
a
their
little
nanny
bit,
accidentally.
but yeah.
to avoid the pranks.
By a family of
Yes.
children that hate him.
This would be so fun.
That would be great. Throw on a little B plot of him killing a revolving door of nannies that keep coming through. It's incredible.
One of them's Mary Poppins.
One of them's Mary Poppins. She keeps coming back 2 or 3 times.
She's hard to kill. Hard to kill that one. And she catches the bullet and it's like, do you really think this was gonna kill me? And then Vin Diesel goes, no, this will. And then he like unloads a rocket launcher on her.
Yeah.
Why didn't we make this movie?
We should have made this
We're
movie.
doing such a better job.
I mean, why didn't we make this movie? Because we were 4. But otherwise, yeah. So speaking of trying to kill nannies, she tries to quit and then he full tackles her.
He does. I don't know what his end game was there.
So-
like was he gonna just like hold her the whole time?
Yeah.
Like
he would just hold her and be like, nanny now. Be a nanny.
now go.
Look at me. I'm the nanny now.
Look at me.
I do feel like it's not a great sign for his future career with the military. That this nanny beats the holy shit out of him.
Hey, maybe she was also an operative at some
That
point.
does seem to be a running theme in this, so I buy it.
Can we have a subplot where the nanny is a rival spy trying to steal the ghost?
No, I want to see like a glamorous 1960s prequel starring the nanny.
It's just
Like full on old Bond style. Like
but her is like a Russian operative.
yeah.
I'm into that. These aren't mutually exclusive. Preston,
No,
I'm
they're not.
into your B plot. Let's do it.
Here's what this is.
Oh, it has Vin Diesel's his character's dad.
Also,
who dies.
also played by Vin Diesel
Yeah. With a mustache.
and a backwards cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through some good spy versus spy hijinks with Vin Diesel, but he thinks it's the kids, and she has to keep making them look like it's the kids setting the traps.
Oh, that's good.
Ah.
That's really good. And he keeps just like
That's
drop kicking these
fun.
kids out the window, and she's always like, "Yep, there you got them. That'll fix the problem."
Let's continue with
I don't want to continue. That's a good idea, Preston. Let's do that instead. All right. The next thing, the next thing that happens is, Nanny tries to quit. Vin Diesel tackles her. The young girl makes a pass at Vin Diesel, which I thought was a very uncomfortable scene.
It was an uncomfortable scene. Vin
Terrible.
Diesel, his character handled it tastefully, but the writers of this movie did not.
No, not at all. But the character nailed it. I don't see I'm not sure we didn't gain anything. It's not like that was important to her character at any point.
No, because every other time you see her expressing affection for him, it's this very fun, like, I'm a little kid who's just looking up to this cool guy.
Yeah, it's clearly like
it's like-
paternal affection. Oh, they try to get the they have to get to the vice principal's office on time.
Yes.
There's no car chase scene. I really thought there was going to be a car chase scene.
I was hoping for one.
Oh,
best suit-up scene ever. That I feel like needs to be mentioned.
Yes.
And then my second note is, you can probably guess what this one is. Fast and the Furious.
Except
Yes.
we don't
Tokyo
see any of
minivan.
it.
No, we don't.
Which is
We don't.
incredibly
They're holding
disappointing.
back on us.
It's crushing.
Preston, I want to echo your suit up montage because that was one of the deja vu moments for me. I was like, I've definitely seen this. Like, I recognize this like joke
It's
of like him putting all the baby supplies on his back.
it's really solid.
and on his like special belt.
And having the door like open at their feet and like it's all very good. So they get to the vice principal's office. Well, they think it's the principal, I think, maybe. And then it's my least favorite person, I think, on planet Earth. This guy, whatever his name is,
I was so
Gorblin Matrusky, I think, something like that.
Gorblin Latrusky. Okay, I need to like confirm this with other people. He's like totally making a pass at Vin Diesel, right? Like
every waking
like
moment he's making a pass at Vin Diesel.
like he desires him carnally.
He wants
like
it so bad.
I was watching this like this is clear, right? This is not me like reading too much into
No,
it. This is
'cause
like very
He's like negging him too. Like he's trying his very best. It's there, right? Also, he just tries as much as he can to expose chest hair to Vin Diesel at any given moment, but especially in the match. Yeah, he's a bad guy, right? We hate him as a character.
yeah.
Okay.
He's a bad guy and he's also super into Vin Diesel.
Yeah, which is a pretty common Venn diagram, actually. You'd be surprised. My next note is this is a feminist movie because the principal is a nice, cool lady. And I think that's as good as we're going to get in terms of like cool messaging in this particular one. So
Yeah, well, they just like shipped Lorelai in from the Gilmore verse to play almost the same character.
I cannot express to you how wrong the audience is for that joke.
For you two?
Yeah, completely missed. I know you're making a Gilmore Girls reference, but the fact that you did that with such reckless abandon is astounding to me.
Hey, I'm trying to not like the other boys myself for this podcast.
You're killing it. Yeah, you're doing great. Okay. So then Vin Diesel has some really awkward kind of sexual tension with the principal. Actually, probably less than he had with the vice principal. But some. And
Well, that's the whole reason
not for
that
lack
the
of trying.
principal is in the movie. Is they said, hey, this vice principal character it's really too much. We should bring somebody in to like.
No. The reason that
Yeah.
the principal's character is in the movie is because the writers decided early on that it would be too weird for him to fall in love with their mom.
because guess what? It fucking would be.
It would be. It was the right choice, but it was
Absolutely.
the choice.
But you feel it for a minute, right? I don't know if maybe you didn't, but like there was a second where he's like bonding with these kids, and I was like, maybe he could make it work with the mom. Maybe that could happen.
I definitely had a
Yeah, I'm glad they
moment
didn't go
where
with
I
that.
said, wait, is he falling for the mom? And then in the back of my brain, I was like, wait, no, they set up this thing with the vice principal. Hang on. Wait.
That's
And then I got
why they
really
said it
Not
up
the
so
vice
where
early.
principal.
this was going.
Not the vice principal. Not the vice principal.
No, they did say they set up this tension with the vice principal. They can't. Okay, so we cut from that. He asks if he's allowed to monitor the kids. She says yes because that's a thing a principal would do and say. And then this is my favorite visual gag in the movie. There's 6 kids on one side of a teeter-totter and Vin Diesel on the
And he's
other.
on the other.
Incredible.
Yeah. Good times.
There's just something
Good
special
times.
about that. Let's see what else we get. Okay, we get a close-up shot of the bumper sticker that says "World's Greatest Mother," which feels like a sociopath bumper sticker to get, right? Because it's you get "World's Greatest Mom" or no bumper sticker. But if you were gonna get one, it would be "World's Best Mom," and it wouldn't be like "World's."
World's most optimal maternal figure.
Oh, Lincoln, I really thought we were going to have like because I could sense you doing that joke. I thought we were going to have like a 1-2 kind of back and forth, but you found the perfect one immediately.
They really lean into that gag. Like every time
the
there's a
whole
minivan,
Mr. Mom thing?
it is boom, bumper sticker, minivan, tire squeal.
Yeah.
Every single time.
The problem with that joke is that you can't show the bumper sticker and Vin Diesel at the same time. So it's not like we just have to like count on us like thinking about this dissonance often enough that it lands.
That's why, I don't know if you noticed this, but by the end of the movie, he's got it tattooed on the back of his neck, which is pretty cool.
It goes, world's XX greatest X mother.
Oh, man. Okay, so then he sees that the panic attack button, not the panic attack button, the panic button on the bracelets has been pushed, and they are flying through the city. He goes on a cool drive. He lands in the sewer. He jumps into the sewer to catch these things, which clearly there's not like 4 kids in that sewer, but whatever. He's dumb. He needs to check. So he goes in there. They've written on a note, the kids, what did they say? Haha, I think, which is like
Yeah,
the least committal joke you could possibly write on a little piece of paper. He comes home. This is like the principal of the year, right? Because she is being a principal. She's left with a baby. And then the next time we see her, she's like taking all the kids home and is just chilling out with them.
Yeah, she really went above and beyond there.
Yeah.
And I think she deserves some recognition for that.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, no other thoughts. All right, nothing about the sewer.
After our moment of silence.
I could have sworn you guys were going to have a thought about the sewer. In my mind, I was like, they're going to say some shit about that.
Well, it's like, I don't know.
nothing to say
it's
about
just a
it.
sewer.
All right.
Not a lot
Diesel
happens.
dives into a sewer, and then we get a great shot of him walking into a house and she's covered in
fifth-
shit. There you go. There's
Yeah.
Thanks, Preston. I feel like I'm dragging you guys through
It's one
this
of many like dumb red herrings that this movie has.
That's true. Yeah, okay, that's the other thing, is like it's no follow-up on that at any point. Like there's no point where they use the bracelet in a clever way.
Yeah, it doesn't pay off. It's never like he checks it and it actually works this time.
Yeah. Then we get some Girl Scouts see Vin Diesel naked.
Okay, I have thoughts about this because
this you have
when
thoughts
you're
on.
in someone else's house, when you're in someone else's house and you take a shower, why do you, and you're the only adult there, like, what were you thinking?
Yeah. No. Coming downstairs in a towel,
Like-
that's insane. You're just like, yeah.
I don't like leaving my own bathroom without clothes on.
I'm sometimes averse to leaving the shower without clothes on, so I'm not sure how he made it down the stairs.
Like he took so many steps down that stairs wearing just a towel thinking, I'm just going to grab a quick brewski from the shower in this house full of children that I am not related to.
Yeah, it's insane. Like he's just walking around tits akimbo, and he's just fine.
And he acts so surprised when everyone's like pointing at him and laughing, like, bro, this is 100% on you.
Yeah, and it's not even
like there is no.
It's not even like they were supposed to be at school. Like it's after school.
No.
Well, it's in his contract. He has to have a shirtless scene. And they said, well, I guess this is the weirdest possible way we could have this in you, so there you go.
We get another great line. Den mother, you frighten me. And he just looks at her and he goes, good. Incredible. It's a great line.
I wrote that down too. Dead Mother You Frighten Me would be a great title for an alt metal album.
It would. That's very good. Some Boy Scouts bully some Girl Scouts at a Costco parking lot.
100% accurate to how Boy Scouts are when they're 10.
It seems right. It definitely seems right. I do. Okay.
Wait, Preston, you actually can weigh in, can't you?
Oh wait, yeah, Preston, were you a Boy Scout? A Scout?
I have no comment.
You bullied so many little girls.
He did. And he
No.
didn't stop when he grew up.
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I shouldn't have to say that.
While we're on the Boy Scouts v Girl Scouts round 1, there is a line that a Boy Scout says that I had to back up, turn on subtitles, and double check that I heard it correctly. And that line is, "How are we supposed to sell raffle tickets if this place reeks of your skanky cookies?"
Is that the line?
That's the fucking line, Preston.
I would buy 100 boxes of home style skanky cookies. Skanky cookies for sluts.
Hey, John. You remember, I don't know, 40 minutes ago where Lincoln said, hey, we should maybe make this podcast G-rated for this G-rated movie. And has proceeded to be the only one making this.
I do remember. And then, and then he said skanky cookies for sluts.
Don't pretend like either of you would not buy one immediately after seeing
I
it.
would definitely buy one, especially if they had to say it, if they had to be like, do you want the Samoas or the Thin Mints or the skanky cookies for sluts?
just to have that box on your pantry would be 100% worth it.
incredible. Oh, there's like a whole line of these we could do. One of them could be like,
Yeah.
like eat these, you fat shit, would be incredible.
I hate
Like
everything
sugar circles
about
for a
where
dumbass
this has ended
bitch.
up.
Sugar circles for dumb bitch.
I would just like to be on the record that I genuinely hate where this is headed up.
Like shithead Sandy's would be good.
Would you buy molasses cookies for flighty motherfuckers?
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Oh man. Oh, Thin Mints for thick sons of bitches would be good too.
Peppermint spice cookies for shameless douchebags.
Oh. And then there's one that they know everybody's gonna like, and they call that one "We Got Your Ass."
Preston is just so sad now. Preston's thinking through every life decision that brought him to this moment.
You can't cut any of this out. It's so important.
No, we can't. This is the best thing we've ever done.
I'm crying.
Skanky cookies for sluts is how we're gonna retire.
Oh, that's our next egg.
That's how you're gonna retire, Lincoln. I want no goddamn part of this.
Oh man, I'm co-signing. I'll co-sign this.
0.
You've already been dishonorably discharged. You have nothing more to lose, Preston.
Okay. Oh god, we have to talk about the pacifier again. How are we gonna go back?
There's 15 seconds of usable material in this podcast so far.
Ooh, okay, so they say that they need to get something to eat, which you'd think they'd go to Costco, but no. They gotta go to...
Yeah, Costco has quite a lot of food.
And for so cheap, you guys. The Costco food is so cheap.
Yeah, you could get a whole, 2,000 calorie pizza slice for $1
You
or
really
something.
can. It's so insane. Okay, they go to Woody Woodchucks. They leave a baby there. There's another line that I just really...
That got me.
It got me, but it really shouldn't have. But it's there is no freestyling in the ball pool.
Oh, the line that got me was, once we found a kid in the ball pool when we opened in the morning.
That was good too. Oh man. They come home to a house party, which was not set up on any level whatsoever. But doesn't matter. The movie's continuing.
No, it just happened.
Vin Diesel acts like a calm, rational man and pulls a boy through a dog door, and makes him clean like a human would.
Yeah, just like a human.
Which is, again, really not a thing that ever comes back. There's no point. There's even a scene later where the kids are like, we got to clean up this house because mom's coming home. You'd think that would play better if the house was still dirty, from the party, but it's not.
What from the party? And the children are taking responsibilities for their actions.
Yeah, but that's not what happens at all. Vin Diesel does catch a football and just crush it with his hand. Quite good. Any thoughts on the party? Anything before I jump into the next most insane thing?
No, you're good. You talking about the ninja attack?
Yeah, I'm talking about the ninja attack, which, by the way, a little heads up, spoilers-wise, for the future ending of this movie. The only Asian people that are in the film are ninjas, which is why this movie is a little bit problematic in my mind.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean,
I'd say it's not a very satisfying reveal when it's your most cynical view on who they thought it could be.
Yeah.
Is true.
You know what would have been a good reveal is the Murninator. That would have been something.
That would, or some other group of neighbors that are established some other time.
Yeah, that would have been good. Or just 2 Girl Scouts in a trench coat. Anyway, actual ninjas break in to get a DVD with the word ghost written on it with a Sharpie. It's a great fight, honestly. The editing's bad, but it's a fun little number, I think.
When he throws him over the banister and he does a full loop around.
Good.
I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
That's a good time
fun.
when he captures the guy in the kid's tube. That's a fun time.
Yeah, that was fun. This is another deja vu moment of I definitely have seen
100%.
this. This is definitely catching the guy in the tube and then like kicking him over.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does he not kick a guy like straight through a wall?
He kicks a guy through a door.
Through a door. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. That feels like a thing kids couldn't clean up.
No, he cleans it up though. They see him walking up to the door with some
Oh,
tools.
I missed that. All right.
No,
Later on.
He just kicks in the door to like yell at the teenager.
Yeah, he kicked in the sun. Yeah.
But he definitely
Wait, sorry, he
throws
didn't
some
kick in
bad
the
guys
sun. He
another
kicked
door.
in the
through some
sun's door.
dollhouses and banisters and stuff. I mean, he definitely causes some damage.
Yeah, it feels like. So that would be, I don't know. But I guess you can always say, hey, Mom, ninjas attacked us, so don't be too mad.
I have a note for this scene, and that note is more like a nanja. Because that is the only one-liner that I wanted Vin Diesel to say in the entire movie.
And he didn't. It's a shame. It's a sad day. It's a sad world we live in.
Preston, I cannot believe that you are on board with more like a nanja, and yet you are not on board with skanky cookies for sluts. TM.
Because, I mean, okay, here's why I'm on board with that one
you can't...
for two reasons. Number one, because Vin Diesel's just robotic, soulless delivery would just absolutely sell that line.
Oh, he
And
would have brought it
second
home
off,
for sure.
It just made me watch Speed Racer, which is a much better movie that I would have rather watched than this.
Oh, Speed Racer is quite good.
Oh,
I haven't seen Speed Racer in such a long time.
We might know Preston's next pick.
I'm gonna file that one away for later.
It's insane that there's ninjas, like God's honest ninjas in this movie, right? Like,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
that's
They really are ninjas, and they really are here to assassinate you in your home like a ninja.
yeah, like what you would expect a ninja to do. The whole time I thought it was going to be some Halloween prank or something like that. It's full blown like the real truth ninjas.
The Pacifier 3, God's honest ninjas.
Pacifier 3. The Pacify 3er. Anyway,
Yeah, thank you.
the ninjas escape. The ninjas escape through the window. They play the DVD because they're like, "Wow, this has got to be the thing." Because he said it's called The Thing. It's called Ghost. And gang, it's Patrick Swayze's Ghost, the movie Ghost.
Does it really hurt your feelings to know that this man has a bootleg copy of Ghost on a DVD and a CD case on his entertainment system?
I don't know if that hurts my feelings more, or that the Lulu, the little kid, goes, "This is the Ghost movie that we have." They really wanted our Ghost movie. Like, a child is watching Ghost? I hope not.
I've never seen Ghost. I don't know whether or not it's objectionable.
I mean,
Also
it's a
not seen
little
Ghost.
objectionable, I feel. All right, well, this is my Gilmore Girls. This is kids, the daughter. Then we just go back as if they didn't just get attacked by ninjas. We just go back to regular life.
And 6 months goes by, apparently.
Yeah, we get some driver's ed. We get some. Okay. So now we get to where your homework came in.
Yes.
So I asked you guys to tell me who is the Nazi in this movie, and I said, if you remember, there's gonna be one obvious choice, and you can go for that if you want to. But I have selected two people that I individually think you two will have selected to be the.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to hear what you think, or you can hear my thoughts.
I think you should tell us who you think they are now.
Okay.
Because like mine are written down. I'm not going to change my answer. But
Preston,
I want to hear who you thought.
swear on your firstborn? Are you going to change your answer?
I totally forgot that was the homework. But
Okay. Well, you know what's funny? Do you want to know something funny?
Yes.
I said Preston wasn't going to do it.
No way.
I said Preston will either forget or he's going to think it's the nanny.
Well, yeah. Now I want to know who you think I think the
All
Nazi
right,
is.
let me call my shots. Lincoln. And this comes from Darcy as well, my wife.
Okay.
We think that you probably chose Peter.
Sorry.
No,
I did not choose Peter.
I was so close. Who was it?
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, the Nazi. You know what? You're right. I never would have guessed that. Well played. Well played. Lincoln, as we get to the revelation that he's in The Sound of Music and is not a practicing Nazi, you have some unique experience in directing some musical shows.
Yeah.
Would you, two questions. One, if it's a local theater play, would you make your people dye their hair so they look more Nazi-ish? And two, would you then let them just take their Nazi regalia to school?
Yeah, so I think I already covered that letting people take any costumes of any kind home is bad practice, and especially bad practice when you have literal Nazi regalia that is going to be in the show. That's like a very sensitive thing, and like I actually ran sound for a production of Sound of Music, and it was like a really big deal that all of the stuff from the Nazi costumes didn't go anywhere.
That makes sense.
Like we had to know where it was at all times because we didn't want someone to take it or it to get put in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And as far as dyeing your hair, I've directed a couple shows where people come up and say, "Can I dye my hair?" And I say, "If you want to, you can." But obviously, in a community theater production, there would be no requirement for that. The fact that they chose Sound of Music has got to be intentional because this movie's plot is literally the polar opposite of Sound of Music.
I mean, it is.
Like that's
yeah, it's basically
what they're
Sound of
going
Music.
for. It's a military guy goes to an undisciplined household and teaches them all to obey the whistle instead of a non-military person goes to a household run by an ex-Navy person and then teaches them to have fun.
Which they had to know because when he shows up and they're like, "Meet the family," they're all standing on the stairs like ascending.
Just like the Von Trapps.
So they knew. It's just they weren't clear enough about it to make it like funny or a cool thing.
Like when they really miss opportunity when he's describing the plot of Sound of Music to somebody. Like, "Oh, I saw that movie when I was a kid." When he said that, it sounds like he's also saying while it was out in theaters
It does.
in 1964. But he goes, "I saw it when I was a kid," and then he was like, "The idea of a nun leaving her habit to be with a guy from the Navy, that was pretty great." But it's like you didn't also realize the idea of someone getting sent to look after a group of children and teach them something that they haven't learned yet. Like that didn't strike any sort of chord with you.
Didn't cross his mind.
Welcome back, everybody.
I was about to
We
say, don't even.
lost a little bit of audio, and so this is us re-recording our conversation about the last few minutes of this movie.
It's gonna be seamless. You don't even need to do that. It's gonna be perfect.
Oh, I don't even need.
No,
Well, often if it can't be seamless, I'd rather have audio of us saying that that there's a mistake.
we'll put this after
if-
the credits. It'll be a post credits.
You might have noticed.
It's the Shyamalan twist. So that was the Pacifier. This movie, the whole like climax of this movie is pretty much nothing as far as I'm concerned. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's no like increase of energy or intensity to create this final action piece
at all. Like I hesitate to call it an action piece, and I definitely hesitate to call it the best action sequence in the movie because it's for sure not. It's all right. I don't know. Vin Diesel does a cool dance, I guess. There's some pretty mediocre.
Cool dance?
There's some mediocre CGI. It's such a like. It's like they knew exactly where they wanted to go, and then they just like forgot to write the last 4 pages of the script.
So they just ended it where they had it.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, I don't know. Like he does a cool. Yeah, it's good. That's good enough."
That's fine.
And that's where the test audiences were like, "Have the duck bite a dick off. That's what we want. Give the people what they want."
We need more stereotypes.
Yeah. We needed to be.
My racism wasn't confirmed by this
We
movie.
needed to be way more racist. Is that something you can do for us?
And Disney in 2005 was like, "Yes, we can."
Well, of course they can. It's not even a question. it's kind of all they have going for them. I wanted to look up before we get off this real quick, and Lincoln, you're probably gonna have to cut all of this. So that's great. I wanted to know what did Adam Shankman direct?
Nice.
What else did the illustrious Adam Shankman?
Well, he directed Hairspray.
Great.
And Cheaper by the Dozen 2.
The best one. Fight me.
I wouldn't even begin to know where to start. A Walk to Remember, a movie that my sister loved and made me cry, so I hated it because I'm a big man with no emotions. Disenchanted, the sequel to Enchanted, the Adam Sandler movie, Bedtime
is that the
Story.
title?
No, it's not. I wish it was the title. Yeah, this is all pretty.
Bedtime Stories is pretty bad.
I was gonna say, if you say good, we're about to make that our next movie. Bedtime Stories is a bad movie. Anyway, thank you for listening to Twinkie Talk. Oh wait, no, Lincoln, hold on, it's your turn. It's your time.
I need to do the
I
homework.
was gonna end that episode like a motherfucker.
You were. Now you have to end it like a regular fucker.
Shoot.
Terrible.
Our movie for next podcast is to watch the
Nope,
David
I'm going to
Lynch
need you to
19
start that one over because that was the most insane way to say that sentence.
It really was. It really
Our
was.
movie for the next episode is to watch. All right, try it again.
Yes. Okay. The movie we are watching for the next podcast is David Lynch's Dune, which was released in 1984. And your homework is to make a list of all of the crazy things that Princess Irulan says, as a floating head or otherwise. And what we're going to do, Jonathan's giving me a weird face just already hearing that.
I've not seen this movie. I'm very excited about that
You
fact.
are in for a treat.
This is definitely the biggest day of my life. Now is really my time to shine. Thank you for listening to Thank you for listening to Twinkie Talk. The cinematic punishment from 3 White Gentlemen. I have been Brother John. Use it.
I'm Brother Preston. Welcome to the Xander Zone.
I have been Brother Lincoln. What have you done lately?
It's lackluster. Okay, so
I don't even know what flavor the cookies would be. I don't know how they would be that kind of cookie.
It's because it doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
I don't know if I can.
It's still funny.